Start off with the first time nuclear warfare has ever been seen by the world. The world's first nuclear weapons exploded on July 16, 1945 in New Mexico, when the United States was testing its first nuclear bomb. Not 3 weeks later, the world changed. Not but 3 weeks later. On August 6, 1945, the United States dropped an atomic bomb in the Japanese city of Hiroshima. It killed or wounded nearly 130,000 people. 3 days later, the United States bombed Nagasaki. Of the 286,000 people living there at the time of the blast, 74,000 were killed, and 75,000 sustained severe injuries. Japan agreed to surrender on August 14, 1945. It also resulted in the end of World War II. Fine. Now for a very short explanation on how different nuclear weapons work. There are only two types of nuclear weapons right now: a fission nuclear bomb and a fusion nuclear bomb. The different nuclear bombs mean and work different ways. I'm not doing very good at this. Fission means to break apart and fusion means to merge. The fission bomb works on this principle, that it takes energy and puts together a nucleus with many protons and neutrons. It kind of gathers protons and neutrons and makes its own nucleus, and then it explodes on the time of detonation. Now, the fusion bomb has a nucleus already installed or there. It tears it apart and puts it and shuts it back together as fast as it can to create an explosion. There, very fast, short, and sweet. Now I will give a very detailed presentation of the anatomy of a nuclear bomb, fusion to be exact. In the middle is a neutron initiator, and surrounding it, kind of a shield, is called the plutonium core. On the outsides of it, there are multiple explosives, a fast explosion and a slow explosive. And between it, there is a temper, or a pusher, whichever way you decide to call it. And when the miniature bombs around the shell explode, it causes the nucleus to tear apart. And then shock waves in the temper push it back together as hard as it can to create the explosion. It all happens so fast, it's kind of hard to pinpoint the times it happens. Start off with the first time the world has ever seen nuclear warfare. The first nuclear explosion was in New Mexico, July 16th. So let's start off with the first nuclear explosion the world has ever seen. The first time the world has seen nuclear warfare was on July 16th, 1945 in New Mexico. The United States was testing its first nuclear bomb. Not just a couple of weeks later, the United States dropped an atomic bomb in the Japanese city of Hiroshima. It killed nearly 130,000 people. A couple of days later, the United States bombed Nagasaki, and that also killed 286,000 people. 74,000 were killed, and another 70... Wait, no, that's not what I was supposed to say. Dang it, why am I... 3 days later, the U.S. dropped another nuclear bomb on the city of Nagasaki, which, of the 286,000 people living there at the time, 74,000 were killed. 75,000 sustained severe injuries. Don't know why I said severe 2 times there. Just stop it. Really?